Hello everybody, my name is Nihil and welcome to CS1.6. No, I haven't started playing 1.6. I'm still a dedicated CSGO player, don't worry. And YouTuber, I guess. I actually want to show you. So a lot of people have been asking me, what about your map, your CSGO map, Spice? How can that be your first map? That doesn't seem right. You must be lying to us. You probably made other maps before. Yes, and I've never lied about this. It's just that Spice was my first CSGO map. So I made a couple of small aim maps in 1.6. Actually, I made them for 1.5, but I don't have 1.5 anymore, and 1.6 is just the way to go, and I have that on Steam and have been having that since like 2000 and whatever it came out, 3, 4 or whatever. So I'm going to show you my 1.5 aim maps in 1.6. So I have 3 maps today. All are simple mirrored aim maps, but I'm going to show you, and we'll see a little bit of like basically where I come from as a mapper, how I started. And this has all been made in 2002, probably 2002, where I was 13 or 14 years old. So this is probably my first ever map. Like, as you can see, Aztec textures, all my maps back then. For some reason, I can't remember why, but I definitely used Aztec map textures on every single map. No idea, I guess I just must have really loved Aztec. I don't know. As the first thing you'll probably notice is there's water. For some reason, I put water in the entire map. What I like about it is that it actually like moves. On the downside, I must have messed up the render settings because it's really like bright. But yeah, this map, the layout is actually like a rip-off of Ice World. So you have that kind of 4, quadrants here. You have these big blocks. 4 of them. That's basically like Ice World. And then you have these side corridors here. Kind of headshot positions. And then an entirely open center. So it was influenced by Ice World. One thing I find interesting is that what I didn't realize back then was like little gameplay elements, like these pixel spots right here. Like that's not really fair. So that's something I would definitely do differently today. Yeah, but this is a very simple map. Weapons on the ground, as you can see. Remember this? This was like the earliest version of zooming. Kind of the lazy man's aim down sights here that we have in CSGO now. And it's just zooming in. That's so funny. Anyways, that was my first map. Very simple. Let me quickly show you my second. So this time we're going to get a little bit more involved. It's not much more, but it's a little bit more. So this one, you actually buy your weapons. There's no weapons on the ground, so I'm just going to buy a 5.7, I guess. And some armor. Okay, so this is the CT spawn, and you can see this is like a temple-like structure. The textures are all messed up. But I was really proud of that. I'm still a little bit proud of that. I mean, this is ugly, but for being a 13-year-old or whatever, for this being, CS1, basically, if you want to call it that, 1.6, I thought this was pretty neat. Again, Aztec textures. I like those little decorations I put up here. That was pretty neat. And interestingly enough, I started to understand trims, apparently, because this is just a straight-up trim. And here as well. So I don't know how that occurred, but I definitely started to understand what a trim was. And if you don't know what a trim is, watch my Valve Hammer Edited series because I explain it there. But yeah, this is just a little temple here for the spawn. And you just leave through. I notice I started doing arches as well. They're not perfect at all. Like, they're not perfectly round. The textures are screwed up. But at least I understood what arches were. And I could do basic arches and, again, trims. And yeah, you get into this area right here. Again, this being the aim map kind of area here. Pretty simple stuff. Again, you have these little pixel spots where you can, kind of abuse the terrain, which isn't really optimal. Giant blocks right here. Got both the temples. Over there's the other spawn. So that's exactly this thing we've just seen, just mirrored. And you have these side alleys. Oh, wow, that texture, though. I did not know how to actually align textures. And you have these really weird, steep ramps. Like, why would I ever make a ramp this steep? It's way too steep. But yeah, you have these little side areas where people can get sneaky and stuff. Interestingly enough, if you actually do jump down here, you're actually locked in. I didn't know what invisible walls were, like player clip brushes. I didn't know, so I didn't use that apparently. Yeah, but that's mirrored. So this side over there is this side. This side is this side. I was really lazy. I just wanted to make a couple of cool geometric things, and then I just flipped them around and call it a day and call it a map. So it's very, very basic. Let me show you the third map. There we go. This is the third map I made, and the last one I actually recovered from my computer. These are all files that I recovered from a long time ago. So that's everything I have. I made a big full map that I would love to play, but the file is corrupt. It's way too small, and I'm afraid it's lost forever, probably. That was a really fun map, but yeah. These are the 3 maps I managed to recover, so that's all I have. Okay, so this map, again, Aztec textures. Again, this time, this area here is much more like linear. It's like none of these are really rotated, and they're all giant, and they're all very close to each other. So this is very crowded, like very weird. Much less open than the other aim areas. But I did start using stairs. And again, more trims everywhere. So I definitely started to like trims, even a double trim for some reason. I definitely started liking trims. I didn't know how to make invisible ramps, so this is ugly. I just kind of bump up here and bump down. I should smooth that with an invisible ramp, but I didn't know what that was. So the idea, this had actually some gameplay ideas. The idea was that you would spawn here and the T's spawn there, so you spawn sort of in cover. You can go here, or you hide in the middle. And the thing is, on the ground is only shotguns. So there's only shotguns. So you can't really hurt each other very much. So it wouldn't just be an endless fight from door to door. Because it's unlikely you're going to hurt somebody. So somebody could easily just, say, jump out and kind of go for this right here. And this is a scout. So you had a scout right here. And suddenly this player had a little bit of an advantage. And over here you have MP5s. Remember the good old MP5? Back in the day, that was fun. So yeah, this is the other spawn. You have these side alleys, again mirrored. You have the back alley here with the scout. So that was cool. And one thing, unfortunately, there is an Easter egg. There's a way to get these orbs. Here's one. And there's another. There is a way to get them. There's an invisible ladder somewhere, but I'm not able to figure out where that was. I can't remember for the life of me. So that's really sad. Maybe I'm gonna give it one shot, but I don't think I know where to go. I think it might have to do with jumping up there and then going up, but I'm not sure. Oh shit, I didn't make that jump. Anyway, so I'm not going to find out where that invisible ladder is. I'm sorry if that's a little bit of a tease, but there's a way to get up there, so that was an idea I had. So if you're really risky, you can kind of go up there. There's invisible ladders, invisible walls, and you can actually grab an op and then keep that. Now, with my idea that you would actually go here and use these shotguns, of course that was completely flawed. It was a nice idea, it just wouldn't work. The reason is because you still have the pistol. So you wouldn't be forced to use the shotgun. So if you were spawning here and the T spawned there, you just use a pistol and frag them, right? So I didn't consider that you still had a pistol. I was only thinking of the primary weapon, which wouldn't really work on that distance. And the next issue is if somebody got the op or the scout in a round and they won the round, they would respawn with that weapon. So that's pretty stupid as well, because then when you win one round with the op, you're going to have an op and the other guy has a pistol or a shotgun. So it wasn't really a very good idea. It was a good idea in theory, but it would never work in practice. But yeah, that was 13-year-old me trying really hard to make CS1.6 maps or 1.5. And this is, again, arches here. This is kind of how I started to learn Hammer. That's where I got my foundation like 12, 13 years ago in map making, level design, and Hammer. So now you know, now you've seen with your own eyes what I did and why Spice is maybe a bit too advanced for a real first map. But remember, I never said it was my first map ever. I said it was my first CSGO map. And that's true. That's 100% true. Thank you for watching. My name has been Nihil. If you have any ideas for content that you'd like to see, please drop a comment. That's really helpful. And I do actually go through comments. As long as you're not a complete troll or, you know, something like that, I will go through. I'm sure a lot of you have already noticed. I do answer like everybody. Again, as long as you're not being an idiot, I will answer your questions or anything, any comment. If you just want to give a like or dislike or whatever and write what you liked or disliked, I will answer to that as long as it's reasonable. So if you have ideas what you'd like me to do next, let me know. I'm already working on some things, but it's always good because I'm not sure anymore what you guys really want to see. Is it mapping? Is it matchmaking? Is it frags? Is it like smokes and tutorial stuff? I don't know. So let me know. Thank you for watching. My name has been Neil, and bye bye.